What's up, you guys? It's the Authentic Empress. This is going to be a reading for the collective. So, just some channel messages. Some of you guys may or may not be sick at this time or could have recently got over a sickness, but at any time in your journey, um there's something significant about the divine using you to show off the benefits of the chosen, to show off the benefits of being tapped in with God, the benefits of being um, spiritually clean or cleansing, in a place of being susceptible to being renewed day by day. Um, the renewing of your heart, maintaining or retaining the purity of your heart, and how this inner fountain flows over your entire vessel or throughout your body, especially as it pertains to healing and transmutation. Okay, so if there's something here about you don't stay sick longer than the average person. There's something about your wisdom as well, whether this be herbal ancestral wisdom, studying, learning, teaching yourself, um holistic remedial methods, to heal yourself, whatever the case may be. Okay. You know how some people really get sick and they allow that sickness to consume them, where, they start looking pale and drained and all of that. And some people even use sickness to their advantage. Some people use that, to pull on other people's energy opposed to pulling directly from source and utilizing their own energy. Now, the reason why some people, feel like or they choose to do this is because they're not in a position where they can pull from themselves. Okay, this could be people, who typically harvest energy from others, right? Whereas you're the energy generator, you're a manifestation generator. Okay, yeah, you have the ace of I said the ace. I was about to say the ace of swords. I was about to say the Ace of Swords, so this is the truth, but also you have the Star card. Okay, the Star card is a healing energy. You also have the Queen of Wands, right? So this is your inner power, okay, your self-governing power. Okay. There's some other channel messages. Okay, so I got some messages through some songs here. The Emperor. Confirmation. So these are songs that I started singing today. Um 1,000 years. Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubts suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. All along, I believe I will find you. Love has brought your heart to me. I love you. So 1,000 years could be a past life connection, past life connections, or a past life soulmate. Okay, this person could be in this emperor. Look what's behind the emperor is the Queen of Pentacles. You can be embodying this Emperor energy. You can be embodying this Queen of Pentacles energy. You can be embodying both. This could represent a masculine and a feminine. This could represent an emperor that's focused on a Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's dependable, reliable, somebody who is very fertile, okay, somebody who fuels abundance, okay, somebody who has a green thumb for life. You get what I'm saying? Whatever investments, whatever projects, whatever ideas, this is a person who's armed with ideas. This is a person whom you can bring ideas to, and they're going to nurture and nourish you, or nurture and nourish those ideas, those projects. Okay, so somebody could be in this energy, just very just reflecting over your energy. Okay, another song that came out was Train. No, yeah, the group is called Train, but the song is called Drive By. On the other side of the street, I knew stood a girl that looked like you. I guess that's deja vu, but I thought this can't be true because you move. Definitely, divine partnership here is currently 6:33 on the clock. Heavy emphasis on 33, heavy emphasis on 6. Okay. Also the energy of unconditional love. Somebody has unconditional love for this Queen of Pentacles. Okay, or it could be the other way around, or it could be, a mutual unconditional love between these people. Okay. Heavy emphasis on stability as well. Okay, or somebody who stabilizes someone. Y'all know the Emperor card is Aries energy. The Queen of Pentacles is Earth energy. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if, let's say, if a person gets a little bit inflated in their Emperor energy, or this energy begins to tilt, there's this energy of this Queen of Pentacles. So it's given taming the beast. There's this energy of this Queen of Pentacles being able to stabilize this person. And look, Ace of Pentacles, that look like the Eight of Wands right there. Yep. And apparently this is something that you can do quickly, something that this feminine can do quickly. Okay, just by talking to this person, being in this person, being in your presence, whatever the case may be. On the other side of the street, I knew stood a girl that looked like you. I guess that's deja vu, but I thought this can't be true, cause you moved to West LA or New York or Santa Fe or wherever to get away from me. Some of you guys could have moved if you lived in close proximity to this person. You could have moved a little further distance from this person, whoever this is. This person could be having like deja vu moments in regards to you, or that's connected or makes them think of you. They could be seeing things that remind them of you. Oh, but that one night was more than just right. I couldn't leave you, cause I was all through. And I was overwhelmed and frankly scared as hell, because I really fell for you. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. Just a shy guy looking forward to my everything to hold my love. When you move me, everything is groovy. They don't like it, sue me. On the way you do me, oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. On the other side of a downward spiral, my love for you went viral, and I loved you every mile you drove away. Now here we are again, so let's get to how you been and get down to more than friends at last. Somebody may be wanting to reconnect with you, and look, you can be in this energy of rest, or something that's coming to a rest here. If there's been some type of chaos or something that was like up in arms or whatever, maybe like about a decision, about a path, choosing a path, something that's come to a rest here. Okay, but something about somebody is hoping to reunite with you and have some type of equal give and take with you, or they want to get down to more than friends when they reconnect with you or something like that. Okay, they don't like it, sue me. There's definitely some opposers or some opposition to whatever this energy is, or a connection here. Okay, but somebody's now in this energy where they're like, I'm getting like something was very stressful, or somebody was restless about a situation, but something about making a decision, like finalizing a decision, has given somebody a lot of rest, a spark of energy, a boost of energy, right? The strength card. Mm-hmm. And the Six of Swords. So somebody finally has the strength to move away from something. Okay, if this is not pertaining to a relationship, this could be pertaining to work, business. Okay, you leveling up in business. Okay, your mentality aligning with your purpose, this destined path of being a boss. Okay, being your own boss. Okay, excuse me. There's something about you finalizing a decision here. Okay, this could be related to these non-negotiable boundaries. Okay, as well. Let me see. Something about one night or one particular experience with you that somebody keeps reliving. Okay, again, if this is relational or like in a relationship, there's look to a cup. So this could be a relationship or a friendship. Justice. Somebody's reflecting over some type of investments here. I see the High Priestess peeking out, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Devil in the back peeking out. Somebody's comparing investments or something of that nature. And the payout of the investments. Okay, with the two of wands that came out as well, two of cups. There's heavy emphasis of somebody like looking at two different paths, evaluating, analyze two different paths. Okay, and needing to finalize a decision, like choose a path. So again, heavy emphasis on this being you guys as well. Okay, but you got the two of cups and justice card. Okay, this justice with the two of cups could also just be you aligning with connections that are in alignment with who you are. Okay, that there's equal give and take. There's equal exchange of love. Okay, and trust, integrity. What else? I don't like it so me. Oh the way you do me. You got the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. Didn't I say there's some people? There's some people that could be paying for work or trying to create some type of conflict, hoping that something don't work out, or there's something about alchemy, you transmuting something here, some type of workings that was done on you, some type of intentions or like some type of strategic movements or strategic moves here, to get you to compromise yourself or compromise your path, compromise your blessings, okay, compromise how you see yourself, okay, and what you choose to step into. Somebody was trying to get you to take the wrong path in a situation or that downward spiral. Okay, on the other side of the downward spiral, my love for you went viral. So on the other side of a downward spiral, somebody experienced some type of downward spiral. There's also an energy of somebody trying to put you in this energy of a downward spiral. But there's something about the other side of it. Okay, so heavy emphasis on balance or balancing the scales. Okay, on the other side of the downward spiral, my love for you went viral. When you think about something going viral, this is usually like an energy where more people know about it. Something that's revealed to the public, something that's, spreading like gossip, rumors or something like that. There could have been a lot of gossip, a lot of rumors about, some type of decision that you made, a decision that somebody made about you. Um, Somebody's love for you or the love that people have for you, if this is like in business, something about that could be going viral or could be spreading amongst like the community. If this is relational or relationship or something of that nature, this could be like individuals, this five of wands energy, finding out, yeah, confirmation, the Empress and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Right behind the Three of Pentacles in reverse, you have the Knight of Swords. There was some type of impulsive, immature action taken in regards to discovering somebody's love, for an Empress energy here. Okay, High Priestess, this is confirmation. Yep, you got the Hangman. Somebody was definitely in limbo in regards to like what path they should take or how they should move in a situation. You have the World card. Something is coming to a completion or there's some type of new beginning here. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, this Empress, there's something about this Empress maintaining this Nine of Pentacles energy. The energy of self-sufficiency. Okay, Two of Cups. Ten of Wands, King of Wands. Okay. Maybe there was some type of burdensome energy connected to a King of Wands. Somebody abusing their power. But you do have the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I mean, you do have the King of Wands in upright. That's what I meant to say. Something about going back. Something about you being detailed in how you move and something like that. Some of you guys could be neurodivergent or have neurodivergent tendencies. Some of you guys could be discovering that you're on like the autistic spectrum, like Asperger's could be significant, high functioning, high masking, um, neurodivergent. Heavy emphasis on paying attention to details. Somebody could have Virgo placements as well, Pisces placements. Something about you paying attention to detail in the practical and the spirit realm. Okay, this could also be you paying attention to detail in regards to how you speak, process information, or explain shit, like understanding of stuff. Your ability to communicate and provide understanding. You got the Ace of Wands and the Death card as well. There's some type of transformation here in regards to your power, in regards to a new start. Okay, a burst, a spark of energy or direction, some type of transformation when it comes to a direction. Okay. Okay, and this could be as a result, this could be someone walking away. Okay, somebody could have put a depth to something here by moving away from a situation, moving away from people, place, whatever. Okay, things with the Five of Pentacles, definitely involving some type of investments here. Somebody definitely made a wise decision to move away from something they invested in. Okay, or to leave something behind to go towards something that they've been investing in. Okay, where the investments are still intact. Okay, excuse me. This is also given like if somebody did invest, like it's giving us energy of not putting all your eggs in one basket as well. Like somebody was trying to play something safe here, or maybe this was you. And there's something about evaluating both paths of investments and how one of them like continue to grow, continue to stabilize, continue to be steadfast, unwavering, continue to be reproductive, productive, progression, ascension is associated with one investment opposed to another investment just kind of dwindling. Okay, or some type of significant loss connected to another investment. There's something significant about comprehension skills and the lack of comprehension skills as well. Like somebody could be um appealing outwardly, but it's something about them having a lack of comprehension skills. And for a divine masculine, for a divine feminine, that's a deal breaker. That's just a deal breaker. Especially, when you're a big age, like you're, 20 and up, like, yeah, like, something's up with that. Yeah, a karmic group, coven, individuals here, family members, friends, associates, acquaintances, whatever. But a total of 2 to 3 people. There's something about lack of comprehension skills. Okay, lack of wisdom is significant. What I've been getting for the past month, and now because of the synchronicities that I've been look, you cannot make this shit up. Tell me I'm making this shit up. The Empress, Four of Wands, Two of Cups. I'm telling you, somebody wants to come into some type of commitment, some type of union with an Empress energy here. Or this could be this Empress and her investments manifesting into some type of stability, like structure, balance, Four of Wands. This could be a new home. And then also connections that are in alignment with you. Okay. With this wands energy too, with the Four of Wands, it's giving that you're attracting this energy. Like there's heavy emphasis on you staying and remaining in alignment, no matter what goes on around you, no matter the chaos, the external chaos, the external chaos or disruptions, interruptions that are meant to serve as distractions from your path and your alignment. There's something about you not allowing these things to sway you. Okay, but listen, heavy emphasis on somebody trying to mask hygiene problems, not wanting something to be spoke out about, especially if you're somebody like me where you're very perceptive, very empathic, very intuitive, you have prophetic dreams or you get intuitive dreams and nudges, whatever you read, whatever, bro. I'm getting so much confirmation about somebody with horrible hygiene trying to compete with you. Somebody has bad hygiene. Somebody has been trying to compete with you when it comes to apparel, fashion, when it comes to finances, when it comes to clout. However, they cannot compete with you when it comes to self love, when it comes to integrity, when it comes to self respect, when it comes to comprehension skills, when it comes to intelligence, when it comes to wisdom. Okay, when it comes to authentic beauty, authenticity overall, sovereign confidence, somebody can't compare or compete when it comes to those true foundational units of a essential wholesome pure-hearted soul. Okay, so this could be what somebody's evaluating, analyzing, or what people are evaluating and analyzing. If there's some type of individual or individuals that try to hold you up in comparison to their lives. Okay, let's say these people, attack your stability, your structure, your finances, anything of that nature. Okay, like wanting you to fall short when it comes to your self-care, being able to maintain yourself, maintain your beauty, maintain your fitness, maintain your stability overall, whether that's mental, emotional, physical, whatever, spiritual. Okay, you've been maintaining. And then some is what I'm hearing. Okay. Be mindful of these projections as well, strength. Be mindful of these projections from like third parties or something of that nature. Okay, temperaments. There's some type of balance here when it comes to you being able to celebrate with people who deserve to share the same space with you. Okay. The Emperor. There could be some type. The Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles is out here again. Eight of Wands, Judgment, and the Strength card. There could be some type of celebratory energy, or somebody could be planning some type of surprise here to make something official, to stabilize something for some of you guys. All right, if this is not in regards to like something in the near future, this could just be somewhere down your path in general. Okay, some you guys are meant to be in stable, wholesome, divine connections, friendships, family, people who are like families, whatever. Um, your soulmate, your partner, um, business associates, clientele, like heavy emphasis on alignment, okay? The Chariot. You're still moving forward. You're still progressing here. Like something is still on the up and up. Okay. Something about your inner authority as well. Confirmation with the High Priestess. Heavy emphasis on balancing your masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, you have the Hermit card here. The Eight of Pentacles. Somebody could be secretly investing or working on something here. With the secrecy, they could be trying to mask this from a Three of Pentacles, a group of Three of Pentacles. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hygiene. Somebody could have bad breath. There could be some type of comparison of your hygiene compared to somebody else's. Okay, people could be talking about like your skincare. People could be talking about it could be like what people feel are minute things. Maybe there's somebody who has dirty ass ears. Somebody don't clean their ears, but they'll have on like the name brand and Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, all of that shit, right? It's something about a heavy masking of who somebody truly is. Somebody's trying to mask things on the external when there's some type of rotten or polluted energy internally. So, for example, this is giving somebody who do they makeup real good, somebody who do their lips real good. They got the lip liner, they got the ombre lips, they got all that, but they mouth funky as fuck. They mouth stink as hell. They have terrible bad breath, or they don't clean their teeth, thoroughly. It can be something like that. This person could be being exposed by their friends, quote unquote frenemies. Somebody could be being exposed by their frenemies, or this could even be somebody who teamed up when they had like a frenemy situation with somebody. Okay, opposed to like true genuine. Somebody could have been a frenemy to you when you was like a real friend to them. They could have teamed up with a friend of me that they was treating like a real friend. But something could have exploded or whatever. Confirmation. This someone in this car challenge that people are doing, where it's a group of friends sitting. So these are people who will support one another's like bullshit because they help cover up each other bullshit. They're like the messiness that they participate in. They cover each other's ass. Okay, they make excuses for one another. They'll lie to their friend's partner about what's really going on. Like they cover their shit up. Okay, something about these people exposing one another. Okay, fights breaking out. True intentions being exposed. Okay, something about competition and comparison returning to sender. Okay, and it's sometimes something about infighting. Okay, whatever somebody tried to project onto you, you wasn't susceptible or receptive to the energy, right? And so the energy had to go back to sender. So even worse, if somebody pulled up with a group of people and was trying to gangsta or project something onto you, all that energy has returned to those people. So again, they're competing with one another. There's comparisons with one another, right? There's chaos breaking out between themselves. If these people wanted you to be insecure, if these people wanted to disrupt your stability, okay, if these people try to create some type of false narrative or defamation of character, or trying to distort your image, all that is being like, it's like a bomb, like it's being exploded amongst these people. Okay, that was a lot. All right. Something about, okay, going back to your hygiene. Okay. Somebody could have BV. Um, somebody could be being exposed for having BV, bad body odor. Um, they dick and balls stink, they coochie stink, something like that. Somebody has bad odor. Somebody could have bad odor overall. Like somebody could have like they could smell like pork. They could smell like some type of meat, raw meat. They could smell like fish. They could smell like I said, that BV, putrid odor, or like dookie. Like somebody could smell like shit. Somebody could literally smell like shit. But they dress up the way they dress themselves. When you see this person from a distance, you're like, oh, that person got that shit on. When you get close to them, it's like, damn, the fuck is that? This could be somebody who, if they're in close proximity with people, they keep their mouth closed a lot. These are people who modify, like, how far they open their mouth type shit, because they know that some of them know they shit stink, and they're actually, it's like the methods that they're taking to mask this smell or whatever, they're not being thorough with whatever that is. Okay, so it's not really helping. It could be like very temporal. It's not really helping. Okay. Somebody could be self-conscious about this. This could be somebody who carries around perfume and cologne all the time. This is somebody who has to like spray themselves throughout the day. Yeah, heavy emphasis on that. Okay. Something about somebody's lifestyle habits working against them. Okay. Why did this keep coming out? Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, that was a mouthful. I feel like I said a lot. Hmm. Somebody's not confused about a situation, a person, a place anymore, an environment. They're not confused. Okay. You're not confused. It's something about somebody wanted you to be done, wanted you to fall short or slip up so damn bad, but you want your P's and Q's. Confirmation. Something about you maintaining balance here. Mm-hmm. Somebody wanted you to pour into like something about overindulging in addictions, being obsessive, excessive, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Or somebody was overindulging in some type of confirmation. Now they're mentally conflicted about it, mentally entrapped. Okay, somebody could be trying to hide something as well. Somebody discovered something, and now it has them in the Eight of Swords energy. It has them conflicted about something. Mm-hmm. Something about overindulging in gossip, overindulging in revenge, being vindictive, cause somebody some type of tower moment here. There could be a Queen of Swords tower moment. There could be something that you revealed here, or some type of non-tolerable, no nonsense energy, some type of truth you spoken, something confirmation. King of Cups and the High Priestess and the Magician. Yeah, it caused some type of significant shift. Okay, in regards to something that's yours. Ten of Pentacles. Heavy emphasis on prosperity as well. You got the Judgment card. Judgment on some type of conflict, one-sided competition, discordance, chaos magic with the Devil card. I'm telling you, when I say somebody has been lifted up out of some type of confusion, they discovered something here. They put all the pieces together, all the puzzle pieces together, like to some shit. Because somebody was definitely working hard to keep something cloaked. Okay. Oh my God. So this is somebody who will mask or cloak their body hygiene, if it's like bad body hygiene. They also create or fabricate stories, false narratives of people that they are intimidated by, jealous of, competing with, to win something over them, or whatever the case may be, or feel they want to be seen as whoever the person is that they're trying to compete with, or trying to defame their character, or their image. They've been, just like they try to cloak their body odor, they've been also trying to cloak some type of lies that they fabricated here, some type of false narrative. Okay. But just like the truth is going to be revealed, like what's done in the dark is going to come judgment. What's done in the dark is going to come out to the light. What's done in the dark, what's done in the dark is coming out to the light. There's something about you just remaining in your power. Okay. Mm-mm. There's an energy here of non-disclosure as well. There's an energy of you being tested to make sure you maintain some type of boundaries here, or belief in yourself, or inner knowing of yourself, so that you don't go down the wrong path or entertain a path that's not meant for you. Okay, a path that's in alignment with Empress energy, Emperor energy, Queen King energy. Okay, opposed to certain mentalities where that's like poverty mentality, anything of that nature, like being in hustle or survival mode. There's something about you surpassing those phases, that energy. You accomplishing, overcoming that energy. Okay, if somebody was like conjuring or trying to project this energy onto you, or create situations or scenarios or significant loss to tempt you into this energy, it's like even if you slightly fall for the temptation, there's something about the universe, the divine, your ancestors allowing like some type of minute um occurrence or happening just to let you know you weren't supposed to take that path. You should have listened, to what you was divinely guided to do the first time. You shouldn't have doubted yourself. Da 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 da. Like, we're not going to allow you to continue, something that's just, it's just not in your path. It's not a part of your path anymore. But again, there's something about non-disclosure as well. People not disclosing the full truth to you, or something that you need to know, and this non-disclosure invading your boundaries, or disregarding or overstepping your boundaries by not disclosing some type of information to you that could be at your expense. Okay, that could possibly put you in harm's way. Like, for example, I had a client who didn't disclose to me that they were sick, and so I ended up getting sick, by servicing this client. So be mindful of, yeah, you got the 10 of Wands. And I'll tell you, like, as confirmation for how you guys you heal more rapidly than the average person. Um so this happened Saturday. I serviced the client Saturday, slept through the night perfectly fine, woke up Sunday morning, and I began to feel it in little ways. Like, my chest was hurting, so I drank some tea. I had some oregano oil water. I did my due diligence, like, just stay on top of things. Um So I went to work because I don't have a headache. I'm not coughing. My sinuses are clear. My body feels fine. It's just that little bit of pressure in my chest that I felt at this point. So I went to work. I only had 3 clients that day, but my first service was a 2 hour. After that 2 hour, I started to feel like some aches in my body. So I was like, okay, but I had a 2 hour break after that. So I was able to just chill, relax. I had like a peppermint mocha hot drink, some cinnamon, um, mints and stuff like that. Put my legs up, like I just chilled out. You feel me? Like, and just rest. In that moment is when I got the confirmation and clarity from my spirit team as to why this situation even happened. Okay, where it came from and why it happened. Due to a decision that I made, that I was tempted into making, that they already told me, you're in a whole nother chapter now. You don't have to be in hustle mode anymore, right? So they allowed it, just for me to kind of go outside of my intuition, my divine guidance, just to see, okay, heard. I'm gonna honor it the first time moving forward. But going back to the process, so boom, service 2 more clients that night, and then by the end of my shift, I had a headache, and now I'm feeling like this achiness in my entire body. So again, I go home. My body wanted to fast, so I allowed my body to fast. But I still, consume like intentional fluids. I had some water with like some liquid IV. I put some tea tree oil on my chest and the back of my neck. I put oregano oil on the bottom of my feet. Well, this is after I got home and I took a really, really hot shower. With like oregano like fragrance while I take the shower. I made some tea, some turmeric honey tea with bay leaves. I had some raspberry tea. Basically, I just stayed on top of everything. So I clearly needed rest. I create a very warm atmosphere for myself, and I called off for Monday, which is also something in regards to boundaries that we have to honor about ourselves and who we are and our gift and our worth, right? So I called off after contemplating it, and my ancestors in the divine is like, "Why are you contemplating this? There is no contemplation. You are number one priority type shit. You have to take care of yourself first and foremost." So boom. Um, and the way the situation aligned, I was gonna push through, and the company that I work for, because they're in alignment to an extent with me, he just gave me the whole day off. So boom. I slept and I just rest and slept until like 2 o'clock today. I got up with this big spark of energy, this big burst of energy. When I got up, I'm dancing, I'm singing, like I'm just in this whole zone. I go and take another hot shower because, I developed a cough overnight. And so, when you cough and, like that's bacteria and stuff like that. And so I took a hot shower when I got up for the day just to wash off, any bacteria, blah, 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 blah. So I had more tea. I went and gathered like some remedial things for myself. But the point is, I no longer had a headache when I got up today. I no longer have the body aches. Still right now to this moment, I no longer have the headache. I no longer have the body aches. And my chest no longer hurts. Now, I still have this cough. It's not like continual, but the cough is there and it's a little aggressive. I do have that. I am coughing up phlegm. My sinuses are still clear, but I am draining through my sinuses as well, right? But I can still breathe easily through my nose, right? But the point is, I was also around individuals who were kind of happy that I kind of got sick. Yes. Individuals who have been working to create disruptions or interruptions in my life, like out of envy and jealousy. And so when they realized I was still in like this bubbly, like high vibrational energy despite what's going on, and also what I look like. I don't look sick at all. Right? Like I'm really chilling. Like I'm really chilling. Hard. You get what I'm saying? Um But again, that's the divine using you as an example of the benefits that come with, truly just being a good person, having good intentions, when it comes to others, right? Keeping your integrity intact no matter how mean, how unfair, how cruel, how harsh people are to you, or how people pay you back cruelty, being harsh, being deceptive, trying to sabotage you, paying your kindness, your grace, your compassion back with devil energy. Paying your angelic energy back with demonic energy. These are the benefits that come with the covenant with the divine. You get what I'm saying? So you're being used as an example, but this is also the divine uh, allowing circumstantial energy just so you know, okay, I know better next time type shit. There's also something about because of what how you balance your energy and how you invest your energy. You invest your energy that's in alignment with divine purpose. What you do and how you show up in the lives of others, how you take care and manage yourself and your connection with the divine, your self-awareness, how you respond to situations or responding to situations with understanding. Okay, taking the necessary time to evaluate, to rest, to allow information to come in directly from source, right? There's something about how your intentional use of your energy, right? And how this is one of the benefits, right? You have rapid recovery. Now, with that being said, your prayers are twice as effective. So you praying over yourself, you having divine connections where their prayers do reach the divine. Their prayers are heard, okay? They have alchemical energy. They also share a high vibration of maternal, paternal energy, transmutational energy, like healing love, right? Because the source of it all is love, like true divine unconditional love, right? And how this is also a part of the benefits. You could have been guided to ask specific people to pray for you, right? To pray with you in regards to whatever you're dealing with. And it's something about that amplifying momentum or amplifying the effect or the improvement. Okay, trying to see what other messages I have. Hmm. Confirmation, you got the Chariot and the Six of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. That's confirming literally what I just said. Because of how you invest your efforts, your energy, what you put out into the world, what you pour into others, and what you pour into yourself and the environment and back into the divine, right? Your ability to like continue ascending, progressing, okay, moving upward and onward, right? 711, 711. Give me High Priestess confirmation. Give me a moment. I'm about to look up this angel number. I'm gonna be back and forth. I'm gonna be back and forth with trying to read this. So 7111 signifies that you're on the right spiritual path, that you're in alignment with your purpose, okay, in alignment with divine guidance, heavy emphasis on urging inner growth. Let me see. Something about you being on the path of new beginnings. Wisdom is emphasized. Let me look at it again. 711 is the number of fresh starts. 711 is the number of fresh starts. Aligning with your purpose. I'm trying to see. Oh God. Did I say everything already? Y'all got the gist of what I'm saying. So this is the energy that you're in, okay? With this Chariot card, Three of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune combination. But on the other side of this Wheel of Fortune energy, on the other side of this prosperity, on the other side of you moving onward and upward, on the other side of your ascension, is somebody in the background that's descending. And they could be getting hit in their finances. This could be somebody who um put you in the path of having your finances disturbed, interrupted, disrupted. Whether this was directly or due to people that they were associated with. Okay, something about somebody could have opened a door for people to come in and attack you. Okay, or this could be, like I said, somebody directly trying to create misfortune for you. Okay, so on the other side of your ascension, somebody else is having some type of downward spiral financially or as it pertains to their stability, whether that's their mental stability, emotional stability. This could definitely be mental stability. Oh, there's something else I need to say too. 7 is fresh starts. 11 is spiritual awakening. 7111 also represents manifesting desires and deeper connections in love and career. Is that not in alignment with this message? Because it is. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I'm hearing the song Grateful. 4444 on the timer just now. As I said, it's confirmation on the stability, the structure, the alignment. Okay? On every angle. Every angle. I'm hearing I am grateful for the things that you have done. I am grateful for the victories we've won. I could go on and on and on about your works because I'm grateful, grateful, grateful just to praise you, Lord. Flowing from my heart is gratefulness. It's something about the divine healing you through some type of um heart issues or issues of the heart, okay? That could have been self-afflicted or externally afflicted, okay? Inflicted. I was also hearing this old song. Every time I try to do right, I see a change in me. Some of y'all wanna talk me down, but that's alright, you'll see. I've made mistakes that I've been forgiven for, that you still wanna hold me to. He's never ever failed me yet. Times of trouble you brought me through. He's the darkness of the light. No, he's a something of the light when it seems to be so dark. He wants us to do right, like Noah did when he built his ark. So when I've done all I can and I can't do no more, please Jesus, find me in time. It's been some rough times. God's energy, the divine energy is here. 717. It's been some rough times. Some of you guys need to have a good cry that I had to go through. Some of you guys need to go out in nature. Jesus just stood by my side. I found all my strength in you. You told Judah to do what he must. I think he said Judas. No, Judah. You told Judah to do what he must. I feel that way sometimes. I just want to give up. So when I've done all I can and I can't do no more, please Jesus, find me in time. You ought to find me in time. When I'm in trouble, find me in time. Some of you guys deeply, deeply love the divine. And the energy is mutual. The love is mutual. When I say this song is so old, and I've always resonated with this song ever since I heard it. I always loved this song. He said, you ought to find me in time when I'm in trouble. And I say, I'm so grateful to be me. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for my mind. I'm so grateful for my soul. I'm so grateful for my strength. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for understanding, for wisdom, for the ability to pray, for the ability to ask and receive, for the discernment, the ability to find ways of escape when people are trying to entrap me, cage me, imprison me. Oh my God. I love God so much. I love me so much. I love love so much. I love life so much. And you know, you guys, you literally had people who wanted you to feel the complete opposite. They wanted you to hate life. They wanted you to hate people by the things that you were subjected to that you did not deserve. By the darkness that was drawn to your light energy. There's something about your shadow self loves you, appreciates you, your shadow, your inner child, your ancestors, the ancestors of others, the angels, spirit guides. You're very loved. You are very loved, okay? Those people who have been in search for true, unconditional, discerning, intuitive, perceptive, empathic love that's sincere. Adore your energy, love your energy. If they don't know you that much, I don't care if it was just one interaction, you make people feel loved. You make people feel seen. All the mistreatment, all the shadows, all the clouds, all the deception, all the cloakness, whatever, all the veils. You've literally used that energy like you were in school. You study the energy by studying yourself, studying the people that inflicted the energy, studying you and, and what caused it, the causation, what led to it. Woo! I love me. I love God. When I say only one time in this lifetime have I had somebody puncture my fucking tire, slash my tire, y'all. And I happened to be going out of town when they slashed my tire. When I say I was right at a fucking exit when my tire gave out, and I made it to a high volume, high traffic, well lit gas station, and how God sent somebody to help me, and that person who came and helped me was homeless and sleeping in his car. One of my divine golden sisters, every time we communicate, the divine source, the ancestors are speaking through us like a whole council, a goddess council. And every conversation we have is always synchronistic. She was talking about how she had a client where the outside of their house just looks like rubbish. But when you go on the inside, everything was newly renovated and beautiful and well kept and well maintained. And, heavy emphasis on judgmental energy. Okay, like judging a book by its cover or judging the external of somebody and disregarding the internal, right? Not only did that guy come and help me, he was humble. He didn't disclose to me initially that he was sleeping out of his car. He saw somebody who needed help. He came and asked me if I needed the help and agreed to help me. Um, During the time that he was helping me, we began to have a very divine conversation about God. So he was also a messenger. And when I say that whole conversation was just in alignment, synchronistic, and it was healing for the both of us. It was healing and empowering for the both of us. Right? So being that I was somebody that he recognized as a divine sister, and he disclosed to me because he trusted my energy and he was confident in himself and God. He wasn't ashamed about it. And he disclosed to me that he was sleeping out of his car and stuff like that. And why? Due to somebody who was ungrateful, who put him, or created that situation for him. And even in that, he continued to do good to others, even when people was being shitty and unfair to him. And we resonated with that. We shared that. Y'all have learned that the word that says, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. You guys gain a lot of understanding and discernment about that energy. Um, and I feel like I did a video years ago talking about the golden rule. If you guys want to search that up. But even when people are shitty to you, you don't take or digest and consume their energy or allow yourself to be consumed by somebody else's bitterness, somebody else's evil, somebody else lack of healing. Um you don't take and consume and embody that energy and then go out in the world and do unto others the way that person did unto you. You don't do that. Do you set boundaries with people like them who have done some type of harsh cruelty or something? Absolutely, you set boundaries. You withdraw your energy. You do your due diligence spiritually. You protect yourself. You pray. You separate, sever your energy. You call your energy back. You return what energy is not yours. You purify, 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 detox, detox, detox on every level. And maintain and retain the sweetness of who you are, the sweetness of your heart, your character, your pure hearted energy, love, maintaining an energy of purification, diffusing your energy, diffusing out harsh or energy that people have subjected you to, that they want you to be consumed by. I had gave him some money. And I kind of just slid it in his pocket as he was working on a car. He was like, "No, no, no, you don't have to do that." And I said, "Don't. Come on. You know, thank you. You know, thank you for all that you are." When I say, like, we exchanged like at least three hugs. And at first he was like, "Oh, I probably smell bad, blah blah." I said, "I don't care." I hugged him anyway, 3 times. Um, in a situation when somebody intentionally meant for my life to be in danger. And I am somebody who's experienced a lot of scenarios like that, even consecutive for a while. God always find me in time. I always find the ways of escape in time. I'm always 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 steps ahead, months ahead, weeks ahead, years ahead. Whether that be prophetic dreams, whether that be intuitive, happenings or things that I'm guided to do. You get what I'm saying? People who are trying to take control over your lives, and keeping God in control of your life, keeping divinity in control of your life, maintaining self-control of who you are, self-control of your emotions, your mental, your everything, right? There's something about you being remedial and God giving you the understanding and wisdom of remedial methods. And with you allowing yourself to be a remedial energy and remedial to others, that kind of gives you an advantage and, uncovering remedial methods to heal oneself, environments, others. Okay. And I think his name was Dwayne, and his name meant, because I like to look up people's names, and I have significant moments with them in my life. And I think his name was the strong one. Dwayne means the strong one, the dependable one, the reliable one, or something like that. Yeah, it was very beautiful. And he was a Gemini, and this happened in Gemini season and around the Gemini full moon. Yes. Yes. I was in a situation where I could have had to, like, give up more money, but all I had to spend money on was that tire. You get what I'm saying? I still enjoyed my little mini vacation. I had so much fun, surrounded by so much love, and they were unsuccessful with disrupting that, you know? The perks and pros of remaining, keeping your will in alignment with God's will, the divine will, life force energy, source, the universe, your astrological arrangements and transits will always give you that advantage over every enemy. It gives you the power to tread over serpents and scorpions. Okay? Snake energy. People who switch up, they play one side and they switch up. You get what I'm saying? Like, mm. People who try to poison who you are, right? People who are really soft on the inside, but they're not doing what is required to heal themselves, or just simply moving out of your path instead of trying to step into a path that does not belong to them, right? There can be some of you guys could resonate or relate to the story of Noah, the story of Job, the story of Judah. hmm Y'all know Job was an upright man. He was in love with God, and he was blessed beyond measure. As a result, and he had friends who were secretly envious of his prosperity, his wealth, his blessings, his integrity, his wisdom, his self-love and sovereign confidence. Okay, his ability to be generous, even with all the blessings that he was still a generous person. There was nothing selfish about him. He was very abundant, right? And Satan, basically argued with the divine, saying that the only reason he's an upright, good, righteous man is because you've given him all of these things, like all of these blessings, all of this stability, all of this structure, right? But I promise you, if I was to taint it, if I was to remove it, if I was to pollute it, everything that's tied to his stability, his friendships, his love life, his family, his mind, his health, his materials, his whatever. I promise you, if I was to pollute that or take it away or remove it, he would curse you. He would not continue to be, loyal to you, sovereign to you. Like, he would not. And the divine allowed Job to be tried by Satan. He allowed Job to be tested by Satan just to prove that, this is one of mine. Like, the divine, like, this is mine. Like, this is my son. This is my daughter. Right? And all while knowing that. Now the thing was, he said, you do whatever you want to do. The only thing you can't do is kill him. Some of y'all had people who literally wanted to end your life. But there's some type of boundary that God has when it comes to your life and who you are, because what you're put here to do. Because of who you are in God. You being a vessel of divine spirit, right? You're needed. You're essential. You're beneficial to existence. You're beneficial to life and the lives of others in the environment. You're beneficial to God, right? So all of these things that people rely on for confidence, that people rely on, for life satisfaction, even so much so that they will put it above God and not realize it. They would put it above the stability of their internal selves, their soul. You get what I'm saying? God allowed all those things about you to be touched by people, who had demonic intentions, right? Or did things unfairly. But these people weren't allowed to kill you, take you out of this world, off this world. And not only that, but Job was blessed with triple the amount that he had initially. And he had a lot. He had a lot. And after losing everything, he lost children. Some of his children died. I think all his children died. His children got sick and died. His land, like, became infertile. His farm animals died, perished. His friends switched up on him. They was kicking him while he was down. taunting him, gaslighting him, trying to make him believe that it must be you must have did, look, 10 of Wands, you must have did something. You must have did something for God to do this to you. Like, you must have did something that's unrighteous. You're losing all this stuff. The reason for all these losses and stuff is because something in regards to your character, something in regards to a bad move that you made that was karmic, a move that you made that was demonic. This is why all this stuff is happening to you. This is why you're losing everything. When in actuality, he didn't. He was still faithful to God. But here's the thing about being an upright soul. By having justice and judgment within yourself, right? That Libra energy, that Saturn energy, the energy of responsibility is being somebody who's introspective, retrospective, introspective, evaluating self before anything else, questioning self, studying self to show thyself approved or unapproved unto God, not these fake ass friends, or not these frenemies, or not anybody, not based off losses in your external world. And one of the last things to hit Job was his wife switching up on him. His wife fell weak. And she said, "Why don't you just curse God? So all this stuff can happen. So all, this loss, this grief, everything, this pollution can end already. Just go ahead and curse God." It came down to Job even being sick. He was sick. He questioned himself. He questioned God. Like, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done to deserve this? And he humbled himself. He humbled himself. And he took himself out of his flesh and tapped into spirit, because it was still embedded in God. God's word was written in his heart. He finalized the chapter by saying and declaring, "Naked I came into this world, and naked I shall leave." Because at the end of the day, I didn't have none of this. I didn't have none of y'all when I came into this world, but I had God. I had God's love. I had God's promise. I had that divine spiritual covenant with the divine. And when I die, when I perish, I can't take none of y'all. None of y'all are going with me. None of these things are coming with me. But I get to go back to God. I get to go back to the divine. Period. And his entire life was transformed after that. And God multiplied everything he lost. He gave it back and beyond. You guys have stepped into this. You've unlocked this. Like, this is that season for you. There's something about you being selective. Something about you finding balance, okay? Like, I had an intuitive message for one of my clients, and I'm very much so in the spirit when I service my clients. And so when I was closing, or when I was completing or concluding her service, sometimes based on, what I pick up from the person's energy, like for example, when I was giving her the essential oil, like to just, do her deep breaths and everything like that, the motion that I did was pushing it out away from her body, and then taking my hands with that oil and going like this over her head, over her nose, right? A message, an intuitive message for her was, basically discerning what can be pushed aside or pushed back or tossed out, and balancing everything else as far as priorities. Another message for her was that no matter how full your priority list may become, at any time should you ever put yourself at the bottom of that priority list or move yourself down, you have to remain at the top of that priority list at all times, no matter how full it gets, because her body answered for it. There was an affirmation for her. There's one word I can't think of right now, but I partially, because like I said, I'm in the spirit, when I'm servicing people. But I had said to her, is my strength, is my strength and my flexibility, or I get to choose, hold on, it's my strength, my balance, my flexibility, and I get to choose how I will that energy. You had individuals who wanted you to balance out their chaos, who wanted you to add their chaos and discordance and envy and jealousy and energy harvesting attempts with you, who's the priority, okay? They want you to balance their emotional energy with yours, with your own. They wanted you to balance their mental energy with yours, right? They wanted to make them and their inner work, their shadow work, their energy work. They wanted you to make that your responsibility. And put yourself on the back burner, or put yourself further and further down the list until you have this breakdown in your body, have this breakdown in your mental stability, your emotional stability, your physical health, your external structure and stability. Strength, confirmation. And when I told, and the beautiful thing about it, what was so empowering about that affirmation for that client was she was obviously flexible. She's an inner yogi. So for example, because she booked like a sports massage, a stretch massage. So when I was stretching out like her legs or whatever, she had ample flexibility. She said that she's ticklish around her knees. Now, the thing about your knees, or the thing about being ticklish, let me start here. It's a defense mechanism. Anywhere on your body where you're ticklish, that's because you're more defensive in that area. Just in general, not just in massage, but just in general, some of you guys may resonate with being ticklish on your neck, being ticklish by your ears, being ticklish under your arms or on your arms, being ticklish between your thighs, being ticklish like on your belly or your lower belly, like or close to that intimate area. Being ticklish on your feet, or like for this client, being ticklish around her knees. Now, the symbolism of her being ticklish around her knees and how that aligns with her divine affirmation is that there was more balance, more willpower, more assertion, more boundaries needed around what she submits to, what she bows down to. She also had more stagnancy, more blockage, and more tightness on her masculine side of her body. So again, that inner authority, that discipline, that assertion, boundaries, or asserting your boundaries. okay, that's standing firm in those boundaries. Like that's where she was more imbalanced, right? So yeah, let's see what else. I'm trying to think if there. Judah's life reflects the most maturing, sobering, redemptive or redemption lessons in the Bible. Judah is the brother of Joseph. Y'all know they sold Joseph into slavery. Joseph was treated as like almost like a golden child by his father. Right, he was the dreamer, prophetic dreamer, and so his life, his path was slightly, unique from his brothers, and this triggered envy and jealousy amongst the brothers. Right, so they sold him into slavery, and they lied and said that he was killed by wolves or something like that. So they hid that they were responsible for his disappearance, and they put Joseph through suffering that he didn't deserve. Right, so y'all know later on in the story, Joseph ended up becoming like king of Egypt, and so they went into some type of like impoverished like energy at their home, and so they traveled to Joseph's kingdom or whatever for food and all of that stuff. And by then, Joseph learns that he has a younger brother. So them not recognizing Joseph because he was so transformed, he tested their spirits before he decided to give to them. And so he threatened to hold the little brother captive just to see like if they've changed or see like how they would go about it, or if they would treat the little brother or abandon the little brother how they abandoned him. So Judah was the brother that stepped up and was like, you know, take me instead of the boy. So Judah's lesson was that gaining from substitution and not dominance. Let me see exactly how they worded it. True leadership is substitution, not dominance. Judah was also the brother that suggested selling Joseph into slavery. There was another situation of sinful behavior or betrayal that he had with a woman named Tamar. And when she was about to be executed, he has said that she is more righteous than him. So, heavy significance on admission of guilt. There are some energies that's in this energy regarding you. Okay, let me see. Spiritual growth is about owning truth, owning one's truth without self-defense. Um let me see. Judah learns responsibility instead of avoidance. Being that they caused a lot of suffering to their father and a lot of karma and whatever, Judah offered himself up to ensure his little brother's safety and as well as the safety of his father's heart, who was just too fragile to undergo another heartbreak after losing Joseph. Um, so Judah was the first brother to change. He was the first brother to embrace his spiritual awakening and evolution, regardless of his sinful past. Right? Kinship came to Judah, um, not because of avoidance, but because of responsibility. To Judah, because of accountability opposed to avoidance, which is the energy he was in the past. All right. Heavy emphasis with Judah. Oh, I forgot already. Your past does not disqualify you. Refusal to change does when it comes to the divine. God chooses repentant hearts, not spotless histories. Transformation honor. Judah's transformation mirrors redemption itself. Do what you must. This is referring to God allowing humans free will, God's allowance, not God guiding him to be sinful, but God's allowance as in honoring and respecting humans' free will, allowing humans to act out of their free will to reach moral crossroads and also reveal what is already in their hearts. Uh, God allows Judah to act and then face the consequences of his choices. God does not micromanage people's consciousness. And God allowed Judah um to act and then face the weight of his choices. Character cannot be formed without consequence. Forced forced obedience produces compliance and not obedience. God allows the fall so that repentance can become real. Do what he's testing your heart. So in this situation, Judah falls first, right? Or Judah passes the test only after he fails first. God's plan did not include sin, but Judah's um Judah's responsibility to change earned him this redemption. Come on, y'all. So when Judah chose sacrifice over self-preservation, that particular choice reshaped history, right? And so he was given several opportunities to redeem himself. And again, he was the first one to embrace that change, that soul evolution. So again, this could resonate with you guys, okay? And it definitely resonates with somebody who could have put you in a position or put you in a path of harm out of some type of envy or jealousy or something like that. Somebody who could have sacrificed you or tried to sacrifice you. And God just simply raised you out of it. Now, here's the thing about Joseph. Y'all know Joseph is a prophetic dreamer as well. So before this stuff happened, he had a dream about it. You guys literally reflect this story as in you could have been Joseph in a situation, and somebody else was Judah, somebody connected to you, somebody that love you or they're close enough to be a sibling. Okay, it doesn't have to be a sibling. For some of you guys, it could be siblings. And you shared your prophetic dreams with these people or with this person. Somebody could have just felt intimidated by that. And whatever treatment or whatever that you received. And could have threw you under the bus. Now, this prophetic dream showed you that there was some type of plot or plan being developed or that will take place in the future where people would sacrifice you, somebody would sacrifice you, or, whatever, sell you out. I feel like yesterday in that reading when it said divinely led sellouts. Now, mind you, the divine is not going to tell somebody to do that, but he is going to allow it. Heavy emphasis on allowing it. Confirmation. Confirmation. Woo. Some of you guys could be in that energy that Joseph was in when, you're guarded. These energies are going to return and you're going to have to test their spirits. The world, Wheel of Fortune. This is destined. The star card. Yep. You're being put in this position of being a star in a situation. Or in position that heals. Okay. Where you get to look, the devil. So you're gonna be put in a position where you're testing somebody's spirits and seeing justice, determining whether or not they have healed or evolved from past sinful or demonic energy towards you, or just in general. Okay. Now so what I get as far as like the basis with Noah is how Noah was asked to do something that was kind of like ahead of people's time too, where people kind of viewed him as crazy, blah blah blah, like for doing this, creating Noah's Ark and following God's direction and stuff like that. And then it ended up being a storm, a huge flood. But God, because he obeyed the divine, right? Not only did he protect himself, was he able to save some people, some family, but he was also able to save like specimen to repollute the earth with the divine, like co-create with the divine, right? Avoiding some type of heartbreak or deep pain or deep wounding because he honored the divine. And you guys, there's going to be some people who are going to look back when they're supposed to be moving forward, when they're supposed to continue ascending. There's this energy of being tempted to, go backwards, to backslide, to blah, blah, blah. And, some people are going to, be so fixated on something materially, flesh-wise, physically, pleasure-seeking, some type of history, blah, 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 blah. Okay, something from the past, something that they were supposed to leave behind or progress from. Some people are going to go back to that and turn into a pillar of salt. I'm probably going to close out after this. Another message, too. There were some individuals who hid behind a cloak or mask of religiosity. And they don't know that you have a deep and rich background and upbringing of religion, okay? And, and spirituality. But the thing about your upbringing and your past with religion, even when you were, a regular church goer in Christianity, Baptist, whatever, there was something unique about your perceptions, like of scripture. There was something very rare about your depictions, your interpretations that just kind of separated you way early on. And it's something about you retaining that energy. So if there was people trying to make it seem like you're a hypocrite because you define yourself as spiritual or whatever, people could try to make it seem like you abuse God, you abuse the word of God to your advantage, or with some type of witchcraft, or you use God's name as blasphemy and stuff like that, like just to try to distort somebody's image of you or blah 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 blah, right? These people didn't realize how much understanding and enrichment that you have when it comes to understanding the word of God. But they're realizing that now. Seven of Wands and the Empress. They're realizing that now. This is why you were heavily protected. This is why they were unable to take you out of this Empress High Priestess energy confirmation. Star card. All three of those arcanas coming out together. Heavy emphasis on Master 33 energy, 333, the Trinity, you, mind, body, and soul being in alignment. The source, the Father, the Son, the example. and your personal experience through your actual life, all being in alignment. So you being in alignment with your fellow divine, pure-hearted brothers and sisters. You being in alignment with source, and therefore being in alignment with self, the Trinity. Mastery, self-mastery, mastery, unconditional love. Because you understand that, hey, as long as God loves me, I am forever abundant. I'm already abundant. I'm already prosperous. I'm already wealthy. I'm already rich. No matter what reflects in the external world at any time, I will not waver. It's given when Yeshua went out into the desert and he was tempted by the devil. If you just bow down to me, I'll give you all these riches, all these kingdoms, and blah, 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 blah. And he said, we should not live by bread alone, but every word of God. And he fasted. And he got through it. More powerful. And he was able to resurrect. Even when people went out of their way to sacrifice him, he still had authority over his own life, own soul, own mind. He even got to a point where he questioned God. Why have you forsaken me? And quickly went into that, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They lack understanding. They lack comprehension of God, of life, of purpose, of destiny, of karma, of self, of love. You see that impulsive energy? What's behind this? Yep. See that impulsive energy? See that journey card? Something about journeys of moments or sessions of solitude between you and the divine, divinely orchestrated. Somebody's in the energy of solitude. Okay. Somebody's redeeming themselves by taking responsibility, ownership, accountability of something that they was a part of that created a lot of harm or loss in your life. There's something about you exceeding these people's expectations of what they thought their plots and schemes was going to do. Okay, these obstacles that they formulated in your path. There's something about you exceeding expectations. Right? You don't look like what you've been through. You don't act like, you don't think like, you don't talk like, you don't show up as what you've been through. There could have been individuals trying to use your past against you, but you've already been redeemed. You've already taken accountability. You've already taken ownership of where you fell short in the past. There's a lot of admiration connected to your energy, collective. There's something about you being a teacher, okay? Whether that's just by example. Heavy emphasis on being a teacher by example, whether nonverbal or verbal. There could be people studying you, confounded by who you are, what you've become through all of these ups and downs. 808. You definitely unlock some type of infinite abundance, prosperity. Okay. Fertility, growth, inner growth, external growth. Excuse me. Something that they weren't able to take away from you. Whomever been trying to hold on to portions of your energy, they have to give it up. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. The Star card, your finances, your stability, your structure is being healed. It's being restored and then some. There's one of my favorite scriptures in the book of Job is and after he has tried me, I shall come forth as pure gold. Star card. You're coming forth as pure gold, collective. And with gold, to create gold, there's a lot of refinement. There's a lot of fire. Okay, going through the fire. Okay. Some of you guys could have been in situations where, people try to treat you like a slave, and your gifts still outshined what they try to, how they try to like make you small or shrink you to. Your gifts outshine that. Even when you wasn't at your fullest potential, There was people who was lusting after your energy, just like the Pharaoh's wife with Joseph. And because he refused her efforts, he refused the temptation that she brought him, she lied just to cover her own ass. She lied and said that he came onto her when it was her that came onto him. And because she couldn't handle rejection, she lied on Joseph, lied on him, and got him thrown into prison. And when I say that continuation of who you are at the soul level outshining whatever they try to create in your environment, whatever they try to define you as, that was untrue. If you guys ever seen I don't know if it's like King of Dreams or King of Egypt or something like that, the animated version. If you guys ever seen when Joseph got thrown into jail, there was hardly, I don't think there was any light in there, hardly any light inside of that dungeon. And yeah, he was upset at first, but you know, once he calmed down and came back to himself like the prodigal son, that's, to me, that's one of the most emotional parts of that movie. And the song that they played in the song, the lyrics were, "You know better than I." And Joseph grew a tree out of the cracks of the cement with his own light and love, and him allowing like his soul to just override the conditions that he were currently undergoing. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but there was a pattern with that energy throughout his life. And it put him in emperor position. It put him in position to make decisions about these people who, you know, sold him out, people that he loved, people who betrayed him without just cause. And even in that, he didn't allow arrogance or pride to, you know, or his pain to override integrity at the end of it all. Even though he went through an emotional cycle, he was triggered by their appearance. He was triggered. But he was receptive and susceptible to humility, meekness, temperaments, healing, integrity. He tested their spirits, and he still did what was just. He still chose to be just and righteous. That's all I have for you guys. This is the Authentic Empress. If this resonated with you, please do like and comment. Share this message with somebody who needs it. Look at all of this, y'all. Look at this. The Star card, the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles. And what's that? Boundaries. You guys overcame a lot. And I'm proud of you. If you don't hear the light, I'm proud of you. And you have so much to look forward to. Beyond your wildest imagination. I'm hearing, eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all you have planned for me.